Continuing, and that what makes that man a devil because he knows this. You know what I mean? You gotta remember, Esau has did a diligent study, a diligent search. You know what I'm saying? He knows Esau know a lot of little shit. You know what I'm saying? He don't know as much as he try and make you believe. You know what I'm saying? Because his power, his true main power is this deception. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, for instance, a bully. You know what I'm saying? A bully that ain't never been in nothing but you know what I mean, that puts on that good fake and that front, you know what I'm saying, can have I mean, you know, they can get that shit off for a while. It's kind of like America, perfect analogy. You know what I'm saying? Like America. America had all the weapons, had all the might, so they was that big bad bully. But now you seeing, I mean, you know, years ago, you couldn't have had a dude doing what Maduro doing. You know what I'm saying? To stand up like that. But now you got Russia with him. And then to show you how bold this motherfucker is for real, I literally saw it. You know, I got a news feed thing with the RT News. They sent me a feed. Trump say, you know, Russia got to get out of Venezuela. All options open. So these is like what they said. You know what I mean? Call her Lord La Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem. All praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua because, you know, he's making this happen. And it wasn't on the name of Jesus that was making that happen. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, hopefully, Lord will, something happen soon. But my point being, this man is the devil. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, from what I just said with the food, what I said with the you know, just the manipulation. You know, come on, what man? You gotta actually go buy water in the from a store that comes in plastic that's detrimental to your body. You know what? I mean, like I say, yeah, it's gonna have to be a various topics because my spirit just a little bit of everywhere. But take the time to think about that. The Most High is perfect in everything that He created. It's man and what's that? The iniquity within you that made you sit up there and question that. When a person, if the Most High made you a man, but then you want to be a female, you know what I'm saying? That's your own perverse lust. Now he could have, you know, put that demonic spirit on you, but you could pray to have that spirit taken off. I've known somebody that sat up there and said they actually witnessed somebody doing it, and I can believe that because the person helped me with my testimony. You know what I'm saying? Person, you know what I mean? Like, it's just amazing how the Most High work. At the end of the day, we got to go to the store and buy water out of plastic. Even I got all this essentials and all this pH level iodized hydration, iodized hydration at 9.5 pH level water, but it's all in plastic. You should never have to. I mean, we got all these springs and lakes and shit like that because this devil done took all the shit that naturally cleans the water out of. I mean, cleans the water. You know what I mean? That's why the water is so green. You know what I mean? Let me get back to this topic, Salakia. I was just, you know, lying a little bit everywhere. Continuing, we'd have much less warning of a comet strike, perhaps just a matter of months. Comets normally reside in the dark outer edges, Salaki, outer reaches of the solar system, but can be gravitationally nudged into new orbits around the sun that take them plunging toward the inner solar system and the Earth. This means that not only would a comet be traveling very fast when it hits the Earth, but that our telescopes might fail to spot it in time to do something about its collision course. The effects of a large asteroid or comet impact would be devastating. If such bodies dropped into the ocean, they would cause tsunamis to swamp surrounding seaboards, while hitting land would throw huge amounts of pulverized rock into the atmosphere and trigger widespread wildfires. A 6-mile wide impactor such as the one thought to have triggered the mass extinction 65 million years ago, the dinosaur killer, is unlikely to strike the Earth in the foreseeable future. But even a half-mile wide half-mile wide asteroid or comet would devastate a large large region and could destabilize the modern world enough to trigger a terminal decline. super volcanoes, which could happen. I don't know if I'm gonna read all this because at the end of the day, like they coming with all these scenarios, and yeah, you got tsunamis and all this different stuff that's happening. But like I said, yeah, well, I can continue to read it because it said Most High brings storm and tempest and all that. But like I said, once again, it tells you in Scripture how the world is going to be destroyed. Through those ICBMs. Um, it says super volcanoes. In many ways, the effects of a huge volcanic eruption are broadly similar to those of an asteroid impact. Salaki. Obviously, if you have Salaki, if you happen to be standing too close when an eruption happens, it will be the surging lava, searing ash, clouds, falling rocks, or noxious fumes that will kill you. But the wider concern is the global effect that a sufficiently large eruption would have. The ash and the sulfur compounds injected high into the atmosphere would encircle the earth and partially block out the sunlight, causing a volcanic winter that would last several years. This alone could crash global agriculture. In the longer term, the sudden cooling could even trigger another ice age. We've already had a small taste of this in recent history. The eruption of Mount Tambora in Slovakia, in Indonesia, in April 1815, led to what has been dubbed the year without summer and caused widespread food shortages across the northern hemisphere. Also, some scientists argue that the Toba eruption 71,500 years ago, also in Indonesia. This is a very volcanically active region of the planet due to the plate tectonics subduction zone. And that's the spirit too. Maybe that's why I'm going to read this because it's making me think about that. When the brother was talking about the Yellowstone, and Yellowstone, they say is about to erupt as well. So you know what I'm saying? Because like I heard Apostle Tahar go on to that. You got these different land masses on different tectonic plates. You know what I mean? And you got to remember that, like I said, like when the Most High created the world, He had everything. You had Pangea. Everything was closer. All the continents were closer together. That's how you had them be able to actually make it from, you know, Israel to, you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, they had boats and whatnot, but the land masses was a lot closer. Now, as the world is ending and dying, yeah, because this Edomite is actually destroying the world. You know what I mean? Like when you take time to think about it, I mean, like, come on, not just him though. To show you how base, look at China. You know what I mean? Them motherfuckers. Remember when they had the Olympics over there, and the Olympians were actually they was feeling some kind of way because they had to wear the gas mask because, in China they don't have as many regulations with certain. I mean, a lot of countries got a lot of like Russia. I can't remember all the countries, but I know Russia is one of them. They don't partake in that GMO shit. America does. I don't know if China do, but then you know you got different organizations. Like we got different organizations. Like I used to be into. Well, I didn't get the chance to really. Well, no, that's a lie. I used to be into HVAC. So, with that refrigerant and whatnot, if that chemical, like if you release that refrigerant the wrong way, say for instance, and it goes into the atmosphere, they got an agency that will fine you for that. So you got agencies here that kind of watch over certain things. But I mean, they say they do because, like I said, look at all the shit. You got corporations dumping shit and all in the sea and all kind of shit. So who's to say what these fucking people do? At the end of the day, though, China shit is like a lot less regulated because that's why they got a lot of pollution in the air and all that. So it's not just this damn devil that's doing it. You got the heathen that's following suit. That's why they want to dress in the suits and get them little white girls with blonde hair and shit like that. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day. Just made me think about that because, like I say, hey, call halal, Yah, Salaki, call halal, La Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, that's what I thought. If he was to allow Yellowstone to erupt, you know, It says in Amos 5:18, woe to them that desire the zeal of the Lord, to what end is it for you? But at the same time, I don't know if I'm an elect or not. That's why I say, Lord willing, I'm other hopeful elect. But at the same time, death is better than this slavery and this servitude. Like this is I mean, like this Egypt, this double straight to Egypt, because this is twice as bad as the original Egypt. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure 2/3 will want to come back to this fucking place, but that's why they gonna have to just die over here. But you know what I'm saying? A real 1/3 or a member of the elect or a real man of the Lord, he tired of this. I mean, I hear it when I listen to these brothers, the different Akim videos, man. Like, brothers is tired, man. Like, rightly so. Uh, Let me continue. Uh, I was saying, may have caused the global human population to crash to as little as just a few tens of thousands of survivors. Vol- volcano logic, log, psychologists, volcanologists today are keeping a very close eye on the huge 25-mile caldera in Yellowstone National Park. That's the spirit I just was speaking of. Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh yeah, what and I did not know that was there. They keeping an eye on it, but like I said, the brother from Men of Valor was just speaking on how they said that looked like about to erupt. This is a super volcano that last erupted 600,000, 640,000 years ago, which I don't believe. The Earth ain't that old. I've heard demons trying to tell me, a million years old and whatnot. Nah, because what they use to try and date the technology and what they trying to use to date all this shit ain't actually what's the word, accurate science. Like that carbon dating shit ain't guaranteed. You know what I mean? Like smothering Slovakia, it says 640,000 years ago, smothering pretty much all of America west of the Mississippi River in ash. If or rather when the Yellowstone Khan, if or rather when the Yellowstone volcano next erupts, it would Slovakia, it could well disrupt our civilization. Slovakia, disrupt our civilization enough to precipitate a collapse. Slovakia. Coronal mass ejections. That's the subtitle. Asteroid and comet impacts aren't the only Slovakia. Extraterrestrial hazards that could potentially trigger an apocalypse. While our sun nurtures virtually all life on Earth, it also poses a hazard to our modern technological world. Like all stars, it regularly flings out gray sprays of its aura, known as coronal mass ejections, or CMEs. These billion-ton stellar burps race out through the solar system as a hot plasma bubble of ions and electrons laced together with a magnetic field. There is a tiny chance that such a CME is lobbed directly toward the Earth. In a particular powerful event could be catastrophic. Sensitive electronics and solar panels in space are very vulnerable to the blast of particle radiation associated with CME, and a large event could knock out a significant fraction of our bursting fleet of satellites, which we've become utterly dependent upon for communication. Earth observe Earth's observation and GPS navigation. The precise timing signals from GPS satellites have also become crucial to coordinating many processes on the ground, such as financial transactions in the modern global economy. But the effects of a CME slamming into the Earth's magnetic field could be even more deeply damaging to our way of life. Severe disturbances to the magnetic field induce huge currents in the wires of electricity distribution grids and can permanently blow out the vital transformers. The Carrington event that hit Earth in 1859 caused auroras visible fall from the poles, deflected compass needles, and started fires from the sparks flying off telegraph wires. And this was an essential pre-electrified world. Our modern society would be much worse affected, while long-lived blackouts would also hinder attempts to repair the damage. A 1989 solar storm caused a massive blackout across Quebec, and as recently as 2012, a huge CME missed the Earth by a hair's breadth. It, if it had hit, it could have crushed a large amount of our modern infrastructure. I'm gonna stop there.